At some point in your life, you were in doubt whether if you should be playing the winger or the fullback position. First of all, just so we don't make any mistakes, I need you to grab a piece of paper or write down in the comments the things that you're really good at, your strong attributes to play the winger position or your strong attributes to play the fullback position. Because then after you watch the entire video, you can go over and see which position suits you the better. You're out there playing and your coach decided to tell you that you need to be playing fullback instead of a winger position. What do you tell him? Because your coach most likely sees things better from outside. But at the same time, you could prove him wrong. Honestly, there are so many small factors that separates these two positions. You gotta be fast for winger or the fullback position. Defensive skills, yes, you gotta be good defensively as a winger or as a fullback. Dribbling, yes, you gotta have dribbling skills if you're playing the fullback or if you're playing the winger, because you're gonna be overlapping. Crossing is the same. As a fullback, you're gonna be overlapping and you're gonna be making crosses inside. What are actually those attributes that separates these two positions? Let's talk about the wingers first. If you are the kind of player who loves to use their pace, take on defenders, and create those chances for your teammates, then the winger role is probably where you most feel at home. As a winger, you gotta have that speed to burn, right? Wingers need to get by defenders in the blink of an eye. And if you're good at taking players on one-on-one, you've got a huge advantage as a winger. You gotta be able to get that ball into dangerous areas, whether it's a perfect ball to the back post or cut back for a tap-in. Let's not forget, you gotta score goals too. Cutting inside and hitting that sweet shot is a must. Wingers are all about flair and creativity. You are the guy that's gonna make the defenders feel nervous. You've got that unpredictability that can break through any defense. Just look at the players like Cristiano Ronaldo, Mohamed Salah, or Arjen Robben. These guys are incredible, using their speed, using their skill to break any defenders. Not only that, but also score and create scoring opportunities for their teammates. Basically, all about creating those magical moments. If you got that need for speed and confidence to be able to take on defenders, and you love the idea of being the one to create scoring opportunities, being a winger might be your thing. What makes a fullback though? Now let's talk about the fullback position. If you're the kind of player who's all about being more solid defensively, but at the same time making those overlapping runs to support the team's attack, then the fullback position might feel right for you. You gotta be good at defending, right? So when a player is good at defending, this doesn't only mean that they should be in the back. Sometimes a good central midfielders, good wingers, they're also incredible when it comes to defending. Because simply when you're playing the fullback position, you are playing against the wingers. And you have to make the unpredictable wingers predictable as a fullback. Simply meaning that you understand what a winger is supposed to do, which makes the fullback position a little bit complicated, because you could play the winger position because you can predict what a winger can do. Modern fullbacks are like hybrid players. You gotta make those runs down the line to support your wingers, and sometimes you might even become the primary attacker. And when you do get forward down the line, now you're gonna be able to dribble to get yourself in a better position to cross the ball inside. So these two attributes really overlaps with the winger position. Basically, fullbacks are the workhorses of the team. And when it comes to me choosing a player for my team who could play the fullback position, I'm looking at those players who can play at many positions. A player can play at many positions means that their work rate is incredible. Just look at the guys like Trent Alexander-Arnold, Andrew Robertson, or Dani Carvajal. These players, in my opinion, could play many roles in the team. If you put them in CDM, they will play CDM. If you put them winger, they will play winger. If you put them fullback, they will play fullback. They are not just defenders. They're crucial to their team's attack. They're also crucial to their team's defense. They constantly make these overlapping runs. They're constantly making these perfect crosses inside, and many occasions these players also like to take their free kicks. They're like two-way players who did it all. And I think this is where the big separation comes into play, because I think a winger can only play the winger position, potentially attacking midfielder position, because for a winger, it's all about flair. It basically means that it's all about you. Wingers are those creative, tacky, and pacey players who lives for taking on defenders, making crosses, and scoring goals. Fullbacks are more of a team players. It's not always only about you, it's about the team. I'm not saying all wingers are the same, but in your head, when you step up on the pitch and about to start the game, the first thing needs to be in your head, if you are a true fullback, is to not concede goals. Basically, you're thinking more defensively compared to what you can do when you go forward. So when I evaluate, basically what I'm looking at is if my winger thinking more defensively or more forward. It's not really about the attributes, because most of the attributes you have to do as a winger and you have to do as a fullback as well. So it's more important to me what you think up here rather than what your feet can do. Because a true fullback shouldn't leave or overlap unless the fullback is covered. If my fullback is constantly leaving their position to support the attack, but doesn't care who's covering for him, then that is not a true fullback attribute. So if you're a winger and you wrote down on the piece of paper I told you about that defending is a priority for a winger, then you might be a fullback. Because trust me, if you told me and I was your coach, then I would play you fullback, because you are not forgetting about your priority as a true fullback. But if you wrote down that dribbling, one-on-one, crossing, scoring, cutting inside, then you are probably a true winger. Now I want to hear from you. Make sure, write down in the comments, which one do you think you are? If you want to watch more winger videos, I have the perfect video for you, which you can find the link right here. If you liked the video, hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel with the notifications on. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and I will see you next time.